14 Weird Things Girls Do When They Like You. Leave a like on the video, my love, and if you are new to the channel, subscribe to receive new advice. Do this to help the channel continue to grow. Leaving a like is all I ask as a gift. Trying to figure out if she likes you or not. Maybe you've noticed some strange behaviors, but you're unsure what they mean. Well, we've got you covered. Here are a bunch of weird things that girls do when they like you, most of which she actually wants to keep a secret. Do you want to know more? Of course, you do. Like and subscribe. Have you ever been in a situation with a woman where you're hanging out, and the jokes and banter start to become a little more flirtatious than usual? This is because she has grown fond of you over the course of your friendship and wants you to know it without her having to express it directly. She's showing you more and more flirtatious references and compliments as she develops feelings for you. She's giving you these hints in the hopes that you'll pick them up, flirt with her in return, or maybe even ask her out on a date. Mr. and Mrs. She will compare the sound of her name and yours. Although it sounds very strange, girls absolutely do this. Consider the scenario in which your name is John Smith and her name is Sophie Turner. She will say, "Sophie Smith, how does that sound? Sophie and John. John and Sophie. Sophie and John Smith." She will imagine those different scenarios of how it might sound. Kind of weird, but very funny, don't you think? However, she does this because it somehow makes her feel closer to you. She seems to be imagining what it might be like if you were a couple or married. She'll also discuss this with her friends. And at this point, you might be wondering, what if I have a strange last name? Are any of you having that thought right now? Absolutely fine, she really doesn't give a damn about the name, to be honest. She is only interested in the fact that it is yours. Closer. A girl will gradually start to experiment with how she touches you once she decides she likes you and thinks you two have moved beyond the stage of friendship where you can relax a little and worry less about crossing boundaries. She will begin to move her seat a little closer to you so that your legs can touch. This may seem very basic, but for women, it's crucial that even the smallest details are taken into consideration. She will automatically reach for your arm when she laughs at something you say so she can touch your skin and feel those muscles. She will assess your response to each touch she makes to see if she is stepping outside of any potential boundaries. It's crucial to realize that every touch she gives you is intended to elicit a reciprocal action from you. Treats. Another strange thing that happens when a girl likes you is that she starts to consider whether you possess the qualities she values in a husband. I'm referring to your sense of style. Are you confident? Do you establish limits? Your kindness or your social skills? Are you enjoyable to be with? Do you possess strong morals? Now, she is searching for those qualities in a man who she wants to marry and who she wants to be the father of her children. She believes that these qualities are essential for a healthy and happy relationship and is willing to wait until she finds someone who possesses them. She understands that finding the right partner takes time but is patient and confident in her search. Questions. She will ask you more questions as she becomes more interested in you, either to learn more about you or to simply find out how your day is going. Perhaps it will begin with a, "So, what's your favorite color?" and eventually change to, "How's your day going?" or, "What have you eaten today?" Since women are inherently nurturing, it is a sign that they are interested in you and are waiting for you to initiate contact when they begin to inquire about your physical or mental health. Although getting asked a lot of questions can be very annoying, it is her way of getting in touch with you and letting you know she has feelings for you without making it uncomfortable. She may be harboring feelings and awaiting a date to advance from friend to girlfriend if the questions start to come up more frequently. Friends. When a girl likes you, she tells her friends everything about you, which is kind of weird, and I mean everything. They will therefore be aware of your personal hygiene products, speech patterns, place of birth, favorite foods, color preferences, yada yada. A girl talks about a guy a lot when she's interested. She becomes incredibly excited and experiences stomach aches. In addition, her friends will likely get a little tired of hearing about you. However, the truth is that she is having a great time thinking about you and talking about you. If you are unsure whether she likes you or not, this is a great oblique sign to look for. If you notice that her friends seem to know things about you that they have no business knowing, she probably told them. Jealousy. The majority of the women we spoke to said they don't actually feel jealousy as they get older, so this is for the select few who do. Some women have acknowledged feeling jealous when they are waiting for a guy to initiate contact or take the next step. Imagine meeting a guy and developing feelings for him as you get to know him more. Because you're hesitant to tell him, you decide to wait for him to ask you out. He hasn't asked you out despite your persistent waiting, and then you notice another girl expressing interest in him. The head of the green-eyed monster will appear. Take the hint that she is waiting for you to make the first move if a girl you are with starts to act jealous. The expressions a woman adopts when another female is mentioned tend to go towards the sour end of the spectrum, which is one of the most notable signs of jealousy. Download. It sounds a little funny to say out loud, but when she likes you, she will do some pretty weird things in secret. Not all women will act in this way, of course. Every woman varies a little, but a lot of women will act in this way. Because she wants to see you, she will download or screenshot your pictures to her phone or even screen record your stories. Even though it sounds a little absurd when spoken aloud, it's actually true. She will visit your social media accounts and comment, "Oh wow, that's a really nice picture," then screenshot it and download it. She might also take a screenshot if she's watching one of your Instagram stories and notices that you are really cute. She won't likely talk about this publicly until you start dating seriously. She's probably not going to make it the background of her phone, but don't be shocked if you learn later that she might or might not have photos of you on her phone. Other guys. If you don't move quickly enough, she escalates the situation to help you understand the urgency. She's trying to get your attention by making it seem like she's interested in another guy. Women know that men are naturally inclined to feel jealous of things they can't have, as they are natural predators and always want to have what they can't have. She hopes that by talking about other guys or flirting with them in front of you, it will prompt you to take that next step with her and push the other guy away. Posture. Look at the woman's posture if you are having a conversation with her. Are her knees facing you or away from you? Are her arms in her lap by her side or folded across her chest? Depending on who we are speaking to, what we are discussing, and how we are feeling, we unconsciously use specific parts of our body as a shield. A woman is likely engaged in the conversation and does not feel intimidated by you if her body language displays signs of comfort, like her knees pointed in your direction if the two of you are sitting down. Her openness to the topic of conversation is indicated if her arms are not crossed over her chest. The selfie. At first, she starts posting pictures of kittens, dogs, and nicely arranged meals. But as soon as you start talking, she starts posting more provocative and revealing images. This change in behavior may indicate that she is seeking attention or validation from others. It's important to communicate with her and understand her motives before making any assumptions or judgments. She hopes you will notice how hot and sassy she is and ask her out. She might be trying to make you a little bit jealous as well. Surging. Social media plays a huge part in everything we do nowadays, including aiding some women in their weird behaviors when they like you. She might look up every one of your ex-partners herself or ask a friend to do it for her. The friends might even come up to you and inquire about you. This kind of behavior can be invasive and a little bit uncomfortable. It's important to set boundaries and communicate clearly with the person if you are not comfortable with it. It's also important to remember that not all women exhibit this behavior, and it's not a healthy or respectful way to approach a potential partner. Yes then no. Suddenly, she will change. One day, everything's wonderful, she ignores you the next day. She's trying to tell you that she's tired of waiting or that she feels overly aggressive or available. Some women do this because they believe that playing a game keeps people on their toes. It's important to communicate with your partner and express your feelings openly. Playing games can create confusion and lead to misunderstandings, which can ultimately harm the relationship. It's best to be honest and direct with each other to build a strong foundation of trust and understanding. Looks. Perhaps she gives you a bigger smile and pays close attention to your personality and appearance. She might find herself obsessively pondering your hands or facial expressions. She might be trying to lock onto you as her eyes follow yours around the room. In other words, when you're not there, she might find herself viewing you entirely differently. Why else would she, after all? That indicates that someone finds you intriguing. She's not just unable to get enough of your energy either. She feels special when she sees you because of something else she notices about you. What does she perceive in you? Perhaps she notices your confidence. She might recognize your sense of humor. If you've made it this far, my love, comment below with the word 100% or something else to let me know, to confirm that you've received the knowledge from the video so far. For more interesting topics, subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video and share it later. Let's continue. Body language to attract your crush. Non-verbal signals work. Are you looking for ways to attract your crush? What if I told you that there are a lot of body language tips and tricks that you can actually do instantly to let them know that you are interested in them and attract them to you without actually saying a word? Some of these body language tips include maintaining eye contact, smiling, leaning in towards them, and mirroring their movements. It's important to remember that non-verbal cues can be just as powerful as the verbal ones when it comes to attracting someone. So, without further ado, let's add these body language gestures to your roster, shall we? Like and subscribe. The face. You want to make it clear that you like her and that you are interested, therefore, you should always be facing her. Face-to-face contact is a sign of respect and shows that you are actively engaged in the conversation. Additionally, maintaining eye contact can also convey your interest and attraction towards her. Although we are not asking you to stare, you shouldn't appear uninterested, and turning your head away will do just that. Naturally, you have to face her when you are speaking to her. However, once you finish, don't just turn around. Simply make a general turn in her direction to make her aware of your presence and your interest. The eyes. Many women find that making good eye contact is attractive, but you don't have to stare. You just need to make some brief eye contact and use your charm to win her over. Before you start a conversation, eye contact is important because it acts as the mind's equivalent of the tongue. Making eye contact shows that you are confident and interested in what she has to say. Additionally, maintaining eye contact throughout the conversation can help establish a connection and build trust. However, watch out for creepy staring. While maintaining eye contact with her, keep her in your line of sight but occasionally avert your gaze. The pupils. People frequently link dilated pupils to drug or alcohol use, as well as a need for a trip to the opticians, but they can also be a sign of attraction. When someone is looking at you, your pupils, which always allow light to pass through, are located directly in the middle of your iris. Your pupil widens to assist your eye in focusing and adjusting to the light. The release of oxytocin and dopamine, also known as the happy or love hormones, into your brain as a result of psychological reactions like attraction or sexual excitement can also have an impact on your pupil size. Similar to an erection, the blood vessels actually open up to allow blood to flow in to cause engagement, which then causes the nerves to become a little more sensitive. The brows. Many of you are unaware of the important role that your brows play in how women interpret your body language. When speaking to her, raising them excessively could come across as rude. If they are too low, it will make you appear irritated. If you don't raise them at all, your expression will be somber, and you will come off as bored. So, make sure you are adept at emoting with your brows. Simply raise them high enough for her to notice that you are genuinely interested in what she has to say. Your eyebrows play a significant role in the nonverbal side of communication, and mastering their movements can help you convey your emotions effectively. Practice in front of a mirror to ensure that your eyebrow movements appear natural and not forced. The nose. When someone's nostrils flare, it's frequently an attempt to take a quick breath in and occasionally a sign of attraction on a biological level. It's also possible that this is done to absorb more of the other person's pheromones. It might also indicate interest and excitement. The smile. To convey that you are having fun during a conversation, you might need to occasionally fake a smile. While women may be speaking, they are constantly observing your face and your expressions, which can often backfire. Maintaining a false smile can be obvious through the eyes. Genuine smiles and laughter make your eyes sparkle, but fake smiles leave your eyes unlit and don't really blend in with the rest of your face. Therefore, it's important to find a balance between showing that you are engaged and having a good time without overdoing it with fake expressions. One way to achieve this is by actively listening and responding appropriately to the conversation. The lips. If you really want to find out if there is an undeniable sexual chemistry between the two of you, talk to her while frequently licking your lips. Your first physical contact with a woman will likely be through her lips. She is immediately drawn to your lips when you lightly touch or flick them. However, it is important to know that relying solely on physical cues and gestures can be misleading and sometimes inappropriate. It is also crucial to communicate clearly and respectfully with your partner to ensure mutual consent and understanding. Therefore, be tactful when touching your lips and refrain from doing so frequently. If you want her to kiss you, doing it too often could come across as a little creepy. The parted lips. Some people are more likely to part their lips as opposed to licking them when they are attracted to someone. This behavior is thought to be a subconscious attempt to make the lips look more inviting and attractive. However, it is important to note that body language can vary greatly between individuals and cultural backgrounds. When your faces are close together, it could be an indication of slight apprehension or that they are looking forward to a kiss. The voice. People occasionally alter their voices during conversations as a sign of unspoken attraction for the person they are talking to. In response to sexual attraction, men may deepen their voice to sound more dominant, whereas women may raise their voice's pitch. A person alters their voice tone, whether unconsciously or on purpose, to stand out from the crowd and grab your attention or, in this case, your ear. If you can tell their voice apart from everyone else's around you, that will be simpler to accomplish. Consider the attraction mutual if you've noticed that you both behave this way around one another. Posture. Strong, confident men have an innate appeal to women because men are innately perceived as protectors by women, who frequently assess a man's appearance and self-control. This innate appeal can also be attributed to the societal norms and expectations that have been ingrained in us, where masculinity is often associated with strength and dominance, making it an attractive trait for women seeking a partner. Stand straight at all times and maintain good posture. Make sure you are not too relaxed and don't slouch. When you do this, the woman gets the impression that you've given up and feels anxious and defeated. Pose a strong, assured posture. The shoulders. When your shoulders slump, you primarily appear bored, uninterested, anxious, and afraid. Nothing about that appeals to women. In actuality, it kind of lacks all charm. Your shoulders will instantly appear more relaxed if you do this. Consider raising your shoulders a few times. That demonstrates how kind and understanding you can be. The best way to make sure you appear confident through your shoulders is to pretend that you have a string attached to your spine and that it is pulling you up so that you stand up tall. Your shoulders will naturally fall down and back, and your chest will puff out slightly. This simple body language technique can help you exude confidence and approachability in social situations, which can be especially useful in professional settings as well. Just remember to practice good posture consistently to make it a habit and reap the benefits of improved body language. The hips. The way someone moves their hips may be a sign of romantic attraction. Studies have shown that hip movements can signal fertility and reproductive health, which may subconsciously influence attraction. However, it is important to note that body language should not be the sole factor in determining romantic interest. Subtle hip movements, for instance, can indicate that someone is at ease and might be interested in you. If music is playing, to express attraction, people may also touch their partner's hips. Space. If she leans in or moves closer while you're speaking, don't turn away. Either advance in her direction or maintain your position. She might withdraw if you move back because she might think you are not interested or a little bit closed. When she steps forward, she is subconsciously checking if you are comfortable around her by entering your personal space. When you step back, you are telling her to back away. It's important to be aware of nonverbal cues when communicating with someone, as they can often reveal a lot about their level of interest and comfort. By paying attention to these cues and responding appropriately, you can create a more positive and engaging interaction. Just make sure you stand tall and don't move. If anything, you could take a step forward or lean forward. The lean. Physical space and the distance, or lack thereof, between two people play a role in attraction and body language as well. For instance, if you see two people talking to one another while leaning in, it might be a sign that they are attracted to one another. Leaning in could mean that someone wants to be more intimate with you and that they are paying close attention to you. Your appearance. She will understand that you are interested in her if you make any adjustments to your appearance in her presence, such as maybe shifting your hairstyle a little bit or maybe taking off your sweater. Her realization that you are interested in her is evident as a result of this. This demonstrates to her that you value self-care and your appearance. Fixing yourself in front of her is, therefore, a good idea. If you get the chance, you should possibly fix your shirt, your tie, or pull your hair out of your face. Just avoid doing it too frequently, but make sure she's looking before you do it. Mirroring. Mirroring has been mentioned a few times before, and for good reason. Humans are hardwired to mimic other people's movements from a biological perspective. Even though it frequently occurs unconsciously, mimicking body movements to adopt a similar pose could signify involvement in the conversation. Mirroring can also help to build rapport and establish a connection with the person you are speaking with, as it shows that you are paying attention and engaged in the conversation. However, it's important to be subtle and not overdo it, as too much mirroring can come across as insincere or even creepy. If you've made it this far, my love, comment below with the word 100% or something else to let me know, to confirm that you've received the knowledge from the video so far. For more interesting topics, subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video and share it later. Let's continue. 12 most seductive traits to make a good impression. Are you looking for ways to make a good first impression and come across as attractive too? Do you feel like you might put your foot in your mouth if you go off script and embarrass yourself? Making a good first impression is vital, especially when you're trying to impress a woman you want to take on a date and hopefully start a relationship with. So guys, to make this scenario as easy and stress-free as possible, we've compiled a list of traits that you can incorporate into your life or just try out one at a time that will guarantee a good first impression. Here we go. Like and subscribe. Confidence. The topic of confidence is frequently covered in online dating advice, but for some people, it can be much harder than just acting confident. How can you appear confident without risking coming across as arrogant? I've broken it down a little more for you so that you can better apply the guidance to your everyday life and gradually learn to feel more confident. Keep in mind that even though excessive confidence can come off as arrogance, there is nothing wrong with being proud of who you are and what you've accomplished. If you are confident in who you are, you will undoubtedly catch her attention. Emotions. When daters first meet in person, they both try to present their best selves, which frequently involves showing emotion. According to research, the way you react and a potential partner expresses negative emotions can make you particularly alluring. Being responsive to a target's needs can heighten their sexual interest. There might, however, be gender differences. The researchers discovered that this phenomenon only applies to men and not to women. Specifically, men perceive responsive women as more feminine, which increases their sexual attractiveness and perceived suitability for a committed relationship. The smile. Smiling is an effortless yet contagious action. You will automatically respond when someone smiles at you from across the street, right? Men who are always in the company of women understand the impact a smile can have on your demeanor and manner. Your face looks more cheerful when you smile, which also highlights many other features. When you smile at a woman, you imply that you are approachable and eager to engage in conversation. If she smiles back at you in response, she is essentially telling you to go ahead. Smiling attracts those around you, and if you walk around smiling, you will definitely catch her attention. Posture. If you enter a room with the attitude that you belong there, women will always be drawn to you. To communicate non-verbally, we use our posture and body language. You should always carry yourself with confidence, but not in an arrogant way. It's important to remember that you could attract her attention by carrying yourself with a certain level of confidence, walking around with your shoulders back and your head held high. She will inquire about you and assume you are important. For example, if you enter a room at a networking event as if you own it, people might think you are one of the planners. Your posture, demeanor, and the attitude you exude will be very telling to her. Eye contact. There is nothing more confusing than being out with your girlfriends and spotting a guy across the bar while trying to figure out whether he's noticed you or if he's interested in another girl. Guys, look at her from across the room. She needs to know that you see her. Glance at her briefly while chatting with your friends and sipping your drink. You are free to approach her and introduce yourself if she returns the favor. To make sure she understands that you are interested, getting a woman's attention by making eye contact is a surefire way to do it. When someone has caught your eye, it can be difficult to turn away. A woman can tell that you are interested in her by making eye contact, which is a crucial step in building a connection. Your cologne. Have you ever smelled something so mouth-wateringly delicious that even before you've had a chance to taste it, you knew it would be the best thing you've ever tasted? Our sense of smell influences whether or not we will enjoy the flavor of something. Some men are aware of this and use it to their advantage by maintaining good personal hygiene and never smelling bad. Additionally, they will spend money on a perfumed cologne that will cause women to fall at their feet the moment they smell it. If you use a good cologne, you can get a woman's attention before she even sees you because she can smell it on you. Hair. Taking care of your appearance is just one way to attract a woman's attention and make a good first impression. This implies that you should maintain and groom your facial hair if you have it. Style your hair. Just like John Travolta has the quiff, you can always find your signature hairstyle that is simple to remember and will make people think of you. Even though many of you might cringe at the thought, you can have your brows shaped. Wanting to take care of yourself is not feminine, so please don't let anyone make you feel guilty for wanting to look and feel your best. It is unquestionably an important part of your self-care. Manners. When you behave politely around her, you will undoubtedly catch her eye. When people are spoken to politely and respectfully, they adopt a very upbeat and friendly body posture and facial expression. She will be interested in you even if you aren't talking to her, because she will see how content those around you seem to be when you are in their presence. Her curiosity will grow, motivated by a desire to understand why individuals are so content in your presence and what it is about you that brings out the best in them. She'll want to be exposed to the positive energy you radiate by being around you more. Be social. Being surrounded by accepting people increases your likelihood of attracting a woman without even speaking to her. You don't believe me? Let's look at a 2015 college study. The survey clearly showed that potential partners with peer reviews were strongly preferred over those with no reviews at all, regardless of appearance. You attract the attention of local singles if you can show up with friends, especially female friends. This suggests that it is time to meet the guys for drinks. When you have friends who you enjoy spending time with and who don't think you are weird, women will notice. This demonstrates that having a companion can be an attractive quality to singles in the dating pool. Building a strong social network is essential to impressing potential partners. Be respectful. Being nice to people and friendly to them is one thing, but it's quite another if they can just take you for granted. If you treat people with the respect they deserve, they will regard you more highly. People will respect and admire you because they can see those qualities in you. Women love it when you have a sense of propriety and demonstrate that you won't be taken advantage of. This will earn you the respect of women. Women will pay attention to you if those around you respect you and you respect them. They will notice the atmosphere and become interested. Gaining the respect of those around you will be facilitated by having a strong sense of propriety and self-respect, which is crucial when dealing with women. Self-care. If you want to attract a woman, improve yourself from every single angle. Change your outlook on life, your career, your physical and mental health, and much more. For a good first impression, this type of behavior will radiate from you because you feel comfortable and confident in yourself. You know you put a good amount of time and effort into yourself. You should constantly encourage your partner and yourself to work towards being the best version of you. Things beyond your control will eventually just flow off your back like water. If you work on yourself and learn to love who you are, you can improve your physical and psychological attractiveness with effort and just a teeny bit of commitment. Dress sense. One way to make a good first impression is by putting effort into the things that you wear. Your outfit doesn't need to cost an extraordinary amount of money in order for you to make a good first impression, but it does need to fit your body comfortably. Sometimes we buy clothes that are way too small for our figures because that's what other people are wearing, but when you feel uncomfortable, it really shows. Wearing clothes that fit properly, are appropriate for the occasion, and express your own personal style can go a long way when you are trying to make a good first impression.